Don't even think about scrolling, because this story is about betrayal, blood, and power. Kingdoms rise and burn, trust shatters, and even family turns into your deadliest enemy. If you love dark fantasy with shocking twists, smash that like button right now and subscribe so you won't miss the ending. Chapter 1. The Burning City. The sky bled red over Vera. Smoke rose from the towers as screams echoed in the distance. Prince Kaelen stood on the balcony of the broken citadel, staring at the empire he had once called unshakable. "This is how it ends," he whispered. But it hadn't ended yet. Behind him, steel scraped stone. His most loyal guard, Sir Dorian, stumbled in, armor cracked, blood dripping. "Your Highness," he gasped. It was no invasion. The gates they were open from within. Betrayal. Chapter 2. The Council's Knife. Hours earlier, Kaelen had stood in the council chamber, watching nobles whisper like carrion birds. His father, King Arcturus, ruled with fire and fear, and Kaelen was the heir everyone despised. "You are too soft," his father spat that morning. "A crown cannot rest on weak shoulders." Kaelen had wanted to argue, but the council's eyes cut sharper than any blade. Among them sat Lady Serafini, his cousin, his childhood confidant, the one person he trusted. She had smiled at him then, soft and reassuring. Now, as flames devoured the city, Kaelen realized that smile had been a mask. Chapter 3. The Betrayer's Hand. The gates had been opened. Soldiers poured in, not foreign invaders, but men wearing the sigil of Vera itself. "Our own army," Dorian growled. "They turned on us." Kaelen felt the weight of it. His father's paranoia had been right. Betrayal had been festering inside their walls. Through the smoke, Kaelen saw her, Lady Serafini, clad in black armor, leading the charge with a banner of rebellion raised high. Her voice carried above the chaos. "The age of Arcturus is over. The throne belongs to the true heir, me." Chapter 4. Blood of the Throne. The citadel fell in hours. King Arcturus was dragged from his throne, fighting until the last breath. Kaelen watched as his father's crown was torn from his head and cast into the fire. "Run," his father rasped, shoving him toward a secret passage. "Live, even if you must live as nothing." Kaelen wanted to fight, but Dorian pulled him away, forcing him into the dark tunnels beneath the castle. When they emerged, the city was gone. The rebellion had won, and Lady Serafini sat upon the throne of ashes. Chapter 5. Exile. Weeks turned to months. Kaelen became a fugitive, hiding in forests and ruined villages, hunted by his own people. But every night, he dreamed of Seraphine's face, the cousin he once trusted, now wearing his crown. "Why?" he asked the flames. "Why betray me?" There was no answer, only the crackle of fire and the whispers of ghosts. Chapter 6. The Pact. In the shadow of the ashen wastes, Kaelen and Dorian stumbled upon ruins older than the kingdom itself. There, they found a woman cloaked in black feathers, eyes like molten silver. "You seek vengeance," she said, her voice both beautiful and terrible. Kaelen's blood froze. "Who are you?" "A memory, a curse, a power your bloodline once sealed." She stepped closer, smiling. "But I can give you what you need to take back your throne. All it will cost is your soul." Dorian snarled. "Don't listen to her, my prince. Nothing good comes from the forgotten ones." But Kaelen's heart burned with betrayal, rage, and loss, and he found himself whispering, "What must I do?" Chapter 7. The Mark. The pact was sealed in blood. Pain ripped through Kaelen as black fire carved across his skin, etching runes that glowed like embers. His scream echoed through the ruins, shaking the earth. When it was done, he felt power thrumming in his veins, cold, hungry, unstoppable. "Good," the feathered woman purred. "Now you are ready." But Dorian looked at him with fear instead of loyalty. Chapter 8. The Return. Months later, whispers spread through taverns and villages. A ghost walked the land. A prince thought dead. A man with fire in his veins and shadows at his back. Kaelen returned, gathering those broken by Seraphine's rule. Outcasts, thieves, exiled knights. He forged them into an army of the forgotten. "We are not here to serve," he told them, eyes blazing. "We are here to reclaim what was stolen. And if the world burns for it, so be it." And in the palace, Serafini shivered, as though she felt his gaze even from miles away. Chapter 9. The Serpent's Crown. The night Kaelen marched upon Vera, storms split the sky. His army of outcasts moved like shadows, slipping past patrols, striking swift and merciless. But even as his banner rose again, doubts gnawed at him. The pact's mark burned on his skin, whispering promises of more power and more hunger. In the palace, Serafini waited. She had known he would return. On her brow gleamed the stolen crown, now reforged into a darker shape, adorned with serpent's fangs. "Come, cousin," she whispered to the empty throne room. let's finish what we began. Chapter 10. The Reunion. Kaelen stormed the throne hall with Dorian at his side. His eyes locked on Seraphine's. You betrayed me. You betrayed our blood. He roared. She laughed. Cold and sharp. I freed us. Your father would have ruled us into ruin. I gave this kingdom a future. A future built on ashes. He spat. Her gaze flicked to the burning runes on his arm. And what did you build? Kaelen, you sold yourself to shadows. You're not here to save this kingdom. You're here to destroy it. For a moment, doubt clawed at him. Was she wrong? Or had he already lost himself to the pact? Chapter 11. The breaking of oaths. The hall erupted in steel and fire. Kaelen's rebels clashed with Seraphine's guards, the air thick with blood and screams. Kaelen and Seraphine fought like mirrors, two heirs bound by blood, torn apart by betrayal. Steel clashed, sparks flew. You were my family, he gasped as blades locked. And you were my weakness, she hissed. Her blade found his side, carving deep. But instead of falling, Kaelen's runes flared, black fire consuming the wound. Shadows coiled around him, striking like serpents. Seraphine staggered back, horror on her face. What have you become? Chapter 12. Dorian's choice. The battle turned. Kaelen, wreathed in darkness, forced Seraphine to her knees. His blade hovered above her throat. End it, the feathered woman's voice whispered inside his head. Claim the throne. Claim eternity. But then Dorian stepped between them. Enough, he shouted. This is not justice, Kaelen. This is vengeance. If you kill her now, you are no better than she is. Kaelen's grip trembled. She destroyed everything we were. Dorian's eyes burned with grief. And what are you destroying now? Chapter 13. The final. Betrayal. Kaelen lowered the blade. For a moment, Seraphine looked almost relieved. And then she struck. A dagger flashed from her sleeve, plunging into Dorian's chest. His eyes widened, blood spilling across his armor. No! Kaelen roared, catching him as he fell. Seraphine's voice dripped venom. Mercy is weakness, cousin. That's why you will always lose. Something inside Kaelen shattered. The shadows howled, answering his rage. Chapter 14. The Throne of Ashes. The pact consumed him. Black fire engulfed the hall, devouring stone, steel, and flesh alike. When the flames died, Seraphine lay broken upon the throne steps. Her crown rolled across the floor, glinting in the infernal light. Kaelen staggered, cradling Dorian's lifeless body. His dearest friend, his last anchor, gone. Now you are truly mine, the feathered woman whispered, appearing in the flickering shadows. Take the throne, Kaelen, take it, and let the world burn. And he did. Chapter 15. The crowned shadow. Word spread quickly. The lost prince had returned. The usurper was dead. A new king ruled from the throne of ashes. But those who entered the palace whispered of strange lights in the dark, of screams echoing from the dungeons, of a king whose eyes glowed with embers. Kaelen had his crown, his vengeance, his kingdom, but not his soul. Chapter 16. The last whisper. One night, alone in the ruined throne hall, Kaelen heard a voice. Not the feathered woman's, not the echo of shadows. It was Dorian. This is not who you are, my prince, the voice whispered. You can still choose another path. Kaelen closed his eyes, crown heavy upon his brow. Tears burned his face. I don't know if I can. The shadows stirred, restless. The throne creaked. The kingdom waited. And in the silence, one truth remained clear. The greatest betrayal had never been Seraphine's. It had been Kaelen's, betraying himself. And that's the end, or maybe just the beginning. A prince betrayed, a kingdom burned, a throne that devours all who claim it. If this story gave you chills, smash that like button and subscribe, because the next tale will be darker, sharper, and even deadlier.